Many people have the dream of running a business or have ideas about running a business. Today, I want to run you through 6 misconceptions people have about starting and running their own business. My name's Achumboro Ataande. I'm a 4-time entrepreneur and angel investor. Let's jump into it. Number 1, the biggest misconception is now you're your own boss. So many people want to start a business because they believe it'll let them be their own boss and they're able to do anything they want. This is not true. When you're running a business, actually everybody is your boss. Your clients are your boss, your employees are your boss, your vendors are your boss, your partners are your boss. What do I mean by your clients are your boss? Just like you had a boss on your outside, the boss was typically the person who was in charge of your promotions and or your payment. So your client is in charge of your promotions and your payment. So you have to be able to serve them, provide them value, etc., or they will fire you. So this conception that you won't have any bosses, now you just move from having 1 or 2 bosses to 100, 1,000, etc. Furthermore, your employees are your boss. When you start a business, your job is to build a team and mold them into people who can serve your clients, who can expand the business, who can grow. And in order to do that and motivate people, you have to be able to answer their questions. You have to be available. You have to be able to motivate them. All of these things come with being a boss. You don't just get to point and tell somebody to do something, especially not at the beginning. You have to build trust. You have to build authority, etc. So thinking that you're just going to be able to hire people and tell them what to do, that's not how it works. You have to convince people to follow you. Us entrepreneurs, us business owners, we are actually a servant to a ton more people. So you're giving up 1 or 2 bosses for 100 or 1,000 bosses. Now, another big reason people start businesses is because they believe most business owners are wealthy and this is one of the best ways to gain wealth. Let me tell you, most business owners are not wealthy. Most business owners actually make about 40,000 to 50,000 in the US. And that's some years of not making any money. So really, when you're thinking about becoming a business owner, you're thinking, okay, the average person in the US, across the US, makes about 37 to 40 something thousand dollars per year. Now, if somebody who's working 40 hours a week is making that, you're trading that average to become somebody who's working 60 to 90 hours a week to make $40,000. Now, you have higher earning potential than other people, but let's start with the facts. The facts are that most business owners are not making 6 figures. It's not true. When people talk about 6 figures, they're either talking about people who are more established, people who are in very specific industries and niches or professions. But if we're talking about the average business owner, that's what's going on. 50% of businesses fail within 5 years. They stop, they shut down, etc. So on top of me saying that people are making on average $40,000 a year in the US, overseas, those are different numbers. Now, when you add that with the fact that half of businesses are going out of business, they're shutting down their doors, they're closing down their shop, it makes you really think, is this right for you? So I'm not saying I want a ton of people to become entrepreneurs. I think being an entrepreneur is one of the best things in life, but it is a really hard path. So I want you to know that and go into knowing that it's a hard path. So you don't look at this and say, hey man, why are all these people super successful and I'm not? Understand the percentages, understand the probabilities so you can make the best decision for you. And also when you deal with struggle, you'll remember that a lot of people go through, I just have to bite the bullet. I'm not doing any of this to scare you. I just want you to know what's really going on, because what's on Instagram, what's on social media, you're seeing the rosy picture. That's not what most entrepreneurs are going through. So this is what you're signing up for and it's worth it. There was a point in my first business, I made $2,000 for a year. This is when I was fresh out of law school. So I had to look my mom in the eye. I had to look my family in the eye. I had to look my friends in the eye and answer questions about why am I doing this over being an attorney who can make X amount. Why am I doing this? And so these are questions you're going to have. And so let's jump into topic number 3. It's a big misconception to think that your friends and family are going to support you 100%. It is not true. Your friends and families will question you. It's not that they don't love you. It's not that they don't want the best for you, but becoming a business owner, that's foreign to most people. You get a trade, you get a professional, you go to college and you work a regular job. They call it more stable, which it is. In many ways, it is more stable, but that's what they understand. And when they see you going to the struggle, which most business owners go through, they're going to question you and say, hey, I don't think this is the right thing to do. Hey, why don't you take this path? Because it's a very hard path. So if you're thinking you're going to get a lot of motivation, if you're thinking you're going to get a lot of energy and support in that way from your friends and family, that's not how it shakes out. That's not what typically happens. So know that, go into it, be able to have these conversations. After my first business, when I told people, hey, I'm going to go into this, I know that it might fail. I'm not doing this because I don't think it can't fail, but I want you to support me through this and through that. So if you don't feel that I'm doing well, for now, I don't need you to say that. Just hold your lip, bite your tongue, because I know where I want to go, and I need to just go through it myself. I'm going to go through the pain, etc. So these are some conversations you can have with your friends and family, because if they're not supporting you, the worst thing that you want to happen if you're super motivated is for somebody to start dragging down your motivation. With that, I say always have 3 to 5 people around you who can talk some sense into you, who you don't say that to. You don't just want yes men who will just tell you, hey, this isn't working. I think it's time to switch. I think it's time to pivot. I think it's time to take a break. So they may support you on drawing intervals during your plan. Maybe they really support you at the beginning. Maybe they really start supporting you towards the end. I know somebody, one of my loved ones, really kept on asking me for a long time, why don't you become an attorney? It wasn't until 3-4 years ago, this person started, hey, he actually runs his own business. And they started having pride in me doing that because they started seeing the success. So just on the entrepreneurship is a very lonely path at times. So know the path. It doesn't mean you're going to always have a cheerleading section, no matter how much people love you. One thing people love to think about being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, is that you'll get a ton of time for vacation and leisure. That is not true. You do not get a ton of time for vacation and leisure. Actually, being an entrepreneur, you have to work almost double what you have to do in your 9 to 5. To really succeed, to really put the probabilities in your favor, you probably have to be working 60 to 90 hours. And if you're pushing it, 100 hours. If you're like, I'm really driven, 100 hours. There's times I put in 110, 120, 130 hour weeks, which may seem crazy, but this is what has to be done for you to actually achieve success. So don't look at, hey, oh, it's so easy. It's this 5-step process. That's not how it works. There's so many wrinkles in strategies. There's so many issues in execution. There's so much trouble in team building. You really have to put in the time, because the more time you spend, the more time you have to make mistakes and iterate and improve and improve and improve. So this is what you're signing up for. You're not signing up for leisure time. Me, I love traveling. I've been to 40 plus countries. I love traveling. But every single time I'm going, people think I'm spending most of the time on my laptop. I'm spending most of the time on my phone. I'm spending most of the time working. So you always have to be on, especially if you're really driven. At some point that changes, but you have to put in a tremendous amount of work. The things people say, hey, it's this quick fix, it's this automation. Yes, you have to automate. You have to create systems and processes, but it's a ton of work. People think business owners are selfish, and that's such a bad take. For the most part, business owners are some of the most generous, most giving, most passionate people about helping other people that I've ever met. I see business owners pour into their people. I see business owners giving a ton to charity. Where do you think most charities, most churches get their money from? It's usually business owners. These people have big hearts, and they really care about helping people. A lot of people got into business to help people, or when they make money, they really donate a lot of it to a great cause. It's just that most of them don't talk about it. And the essence of running a business is about giving. You have to give something of so much value that they're willing to part with their hard-earned money. They're willing to exchange their money because they appreciate what you gave them. You don't force somebody to give you money. You don't force somebody to give you market share. You have to be very giving, and you have to sacrifice a ton. One of the best things, I love seeing my people grow. I just brought a few people from my team to Miami for a conference. We went to the Vault conference, and I brought them here so we can learn. What excited me is how it looks like things are clicking, the passion they have, the motivation they have. Now they're saying, wait, we can do so much. One of the things we love, business owners, we love seeing the dot connect. We love seeing families and generations change because you've invested into an employee and they've got it and it clicked and they were promoted and now they're manager, now they're executive, etc. Business owners are very generous. We just know that we've been through so much that we have very high standards. So if you think your business owner is demanding and they just want to take, in the very rare case, you may be in a bad situation, but there are a ton of business owners that give back. There are a ton of business owners that want to pour into their people. And that's why we do it. It's about the people. It's about our families. It's about your families. It's about our communities. So here are 6 big misconceptions people make about entrepreneurship and being a business owner. What's your favorite misconception? Which misconception did you have? My name is Achumboro Ataande. This is Life and Business Advice with Ataande Advisors. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you on our future videos. Take care.